Welcome everyone to TYT Sports. Some footy news coming out of England with the club Sunderland having some problems between their safety concerns, the head of safety at the Stadium of Light, and a lot of the spectators in attendance. Now, a fan named Liam Hollister tweeted this photo right here that you see. This season card has been suspended due to persistent standing. 38 fans in all were ejected for persistent standing. The club has withdrawn season tickets from repeat offenders. Now, to many of us in the States, this comes as a great surprise because we have student sections where, a lot of the students will stand the entire game. We have fans who get up for big dunks and big goals, a lot of runs in baseball. For persistent standing seems to, on the surface, be a little surprising, but there are more details that have come out. Now, at the start of the season, the visitors were moved to the high section of the north stand, and fans were migrated to the south stand, largely known as the singing section. Now, fans and stewards have clashed during matches. Stewards have been verbally abused. There's a video that I'll throw in the description below in which you can see one fan being escorted out, and a lot of the fans just starting to stand up in protest of this fan getting knocked out. Now, the match was against Premier League champions Manchester City. Sunderland won the game 1-0, and the fans started chanting, "Fuck off, you stewards, we'll stand if we want." Now, the head of safety at Sunderland was quoted as saying, "We certainly don't wish to spoil the enjoyment of any supporter. We want a vibrant matchday atmosphere just as much as the fans do, but we also have legal obligations that must be seen to adhering to. We also have a duty to care to all our supporters, including elderly and disabled fans, who have contacted us very concerned that their enjoyment on a match day is being compromised because people around them stand throughout the game. If you're a Sunderland fan, just stay with me. Naturally, we want to ensure a safe, comfortable, and enjoyable experience at the Stadium of Light, and we ask supporters to listen to our requests from stewards and help us to eradicate persistent standing for the sake of all fans. They can now close sections where standing still occurs. Standing is allowed in many top-tier clubs in Europe, and the South Stand supporters have filed complaints against the club. A lot of Premier League clubs have the right to reject applications for season tickets. Sunderland, meanwhile, it's not even detailed on their website what exactly they can and cannot do. So if any of the fans were to go in and try to find some pieces of evidence, they would have a very difficult time finding it on their website. Newcastle even said we can cancel a season ticket for persistent standing in seated areas whilst the match is in progress. Now, Sunderland have basically had a public feud against the fans. Many of the fans are threatening protests and actions to assert their stance against the club. Sunderland, meanwhile, put out statements from many people in many unique ways. Now, again, for us in the States, there are usually phone numbers that you can text during games if there are drunk and unruly fans, but rarely have I ever seen a complaint about persistent standing. Now, my take on this is if the fans want to stand because there's a solid break on goal, there's an advantage, those are exciting parts of the match. Those are times when fans will stand and should be allowed to stand. Now, if they are being suspended for standing during exciting moments in the game, not standing throughout the entire game, but standing during important moments, look, my grandfather is 86 years old. He's going to be 87. He went to the big house, University of Michigan, and he said, yeah, like it kind of sucked that a lot of the fans were standing, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I watched the game on the scoreboard. There are ways to go about it if that is the case, if they're standing during big times, exciting times during the match. My other is, if they stand throughout the match and are disruptive, or if they are being loud and drunk and unruly like some fans do in the States when a text message is warranted to security, in my opinion, a stern warning should be given. And they should tell these fans. Granted, it'll be tough if they're in a drunk state, an intoxicated state, but they should warn these fans. And again, these are season ticket holders, so they can literally go back in and see where they sit and contact them. They have their contact information. Give them a stern warning, and don't flex your muscles because you're this club in the Premier League and you're a notable club and remove the patrons. These are your fans. These are who help support your team. You should not be flexing your muscles and kicking them out. There has to be a compromise that can be done. A lot of people have written that they're not favoring either side because both sides are just clashing with one another. There has to be some way to go about resolving this. I don't know what it is. I want to hear from all the Sunderland fans and all the fans in England who can at least come to a reasonable conclusion. So leave all those thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear all those. I would love to hear and respond to many of those. And please do us a favor, subscribe to TYT Sports.